Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine. The time to say yes to your dreams and aspirations is here.
My guest tonight is Dolly Unachukwu. Of course, Dolly Unachukwu is one of our superstar actresses. Dolly Unachukwu is a star actress. She's a producer, she's a director, and she's a writer. She was born on November 1, 1969, and that makes her 51 years old. She is a native of Amichi in Anambra State. She attended the television college in Jos. She also has another diploma in law from the Lagos State University, my alma mater. She equally has a degree in film and video from the East London University. Among her popular works are Mirror in the Sun. I hope we all still remember Mirror in the Sun, that beautiful television production from the fecund imagination of Lola Fanikayode. She was also part of Fortune. Then among her popular home videos are Deadly Affair, Glamour Girls, Deadly Passion, Full Moon, Love Without Language, Brotherhood of Darkness, etc., etc. So nice to have you join us, my sister.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
All right. So, are you ready? We can start, right?
Yes.
Now, to have a taste of success in acting, what must one do?
Oh wow, what a first question! Yeah. I would say the first thing is to get the training. You know, to be a successful actor, you need to first of all get a proper training in acting, because I see that people that did not, have the training, they don't have the values, they don't appreciate the values of acting, So getting a proper training is the first thing that any actor, any wannabe actor should go for first. And I believe that is the first stage of being successful in acting.
Oh. All right. Now, what inspired your choice of acting, as a career? What made you plunge into acting?
It's a very long story because it was not my first choice of career. I was planning to be a lawyer, and accidentally got into the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA at that time, Victoria Island, because I was waiting for my JAMB after my secondary school. So while I was waiting for my JAMB, my mom thought, oh, I shouldn't just sit around, doing nothing. And she thought, okay, go to NTA, because my uncle then was the programs director and director of programs in NTA. So he just told him, give her something to do, while she's waiting for her JAMB. And that was how I accidentally got into NTA, waiting for my JAMB. And I was assisting producers like Tade Ogidon, Danladi Bako, on Morning Ride. And Tade was on junior drama then. So along the line, we had a disappointment. There was someone that was supposed to play a part that did not show up. And I happened to be the only person that could fit into that role. So Uncle T, like we used to call him, said, Dolly, you are the only one that can do this. In fact, I was so afraid. I was I was so afraid because I I haven't acted in my whole life. I didn't know what it was all about. I was just there at the background helping out. So, and I went in, did it. They held a card for me, so I could read the lines, behind the camera and stuff like that. So I went in, did it, and the next day when it was broadcasted, in the next week, my uncle saw it and called me into his office like, "Is that for real? Do you want to act?" I didn't even know. I didn't even know what my answer would be. I didn't know if he was scolding me for doing it or if he was, I didn't know where he stood. So I said, I don't know, Uncle. It was Uncle T that forced me to do it. That I was forced to do it. I didn't want to do it. He said, no, just stop. Do you want to do it? Do you want to act? And I said, yeah, maybe. And that was how he introduced me to Mirror in the Sun, which was the network program at that time. He sent me to Badagry to talk to the producer, and and that was it. And they just put me in there. I started acting from there, and then I went for training. When he said, "Okay, you are into acting, you need to train," so he sent me to the television college in Jos, where I did my diploma TV production, and that was how the whole thing started. It was accidental, but that was just my calling.
Wow, interesting. Now, but before we proceed, you have repeatedly mentioned your uncle, your uncle, your uncle. I want to believe that this your uncle has a name. What is his name?
Oh, it's Chris Ebie. Chris Ebie,
Chris
yeah.
Ebie. All right.
Yes.
I just thought, it would be nice for us to properly contextualize that. All right. Now, we said we are going to be looking at your Nollywood story. Now, I need you to tell us what Nollywood like when you started.
Oh, wow. Nollywood. It wasn't Nollywood when we started in the 90s. It wasn't Nollywood. It was just TV. It was film, whatever. Film, we were just acting, And when we started, it was definitely not like this. It has grown tremendously. When we started, it was like a family. We were just like family of artists, that loved, had passion for what we were doing, and we were out to succeed. We just enjoyed what we were doing. We worked together as family. I remember we used to go for production, maybe go to a house. I remember us going to this house, and in the evening, the man would not allow us to stay overnight. And we had arranged that we were going to stay and shoot through the night. And in the evening, he said, no, the ladies can stay, but the men need to leave. That he was scared probably because, the crowd, the way the team is always so large, So the poor man said, I'm sorry, but no, the ladies can stay, but the men need to leave. So we all decided that, what, we are going to leave. We can't leave the men to live alone. And the production boss had gone because normally he drops us there, go and come back the next morning. So I remember us walking. We walked from there in Aguda, somewhere in Aguda. We walked to the studio, Kingsley Ogoro's studio. What is it called again on Adeni Robusaya? Cling, yes. I remember we walked there in the middle of the night. We all walked there, got there, and crashed in the studio. If you sit down, if you get a seat, you just sit there and sleep. And we were just all like a family. And the next morning, we just had the driver come and take us back to the location, So then we were working with passion. We were working with a lot of energy, We didn't have so much money. We were cutting corners. the money was not there for the productions, but we managed what we had, you know, and we helped each other. Like if you had an uncle that have a big house or a good house, you go and help. Oh, okay, Dolly, your production. Okay, have this person. I can beg them for their house, and the cars. You know, we just helped each other without thinking about the money. You understand? All we wanted was success for each other, you know. So we went through a lot, but the main thing was that we were happy doing it because we had the passion. This was what we wanted to do, and we were out there to succeed, and we just kept going.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting. Now, what is your take on the current state of Nollywood?
Currently, I think Nollywood has grown. You know, I'm really, really, really proud of what they have become. They are doing very well. I see, you know, a lot of opportunities, a lot of films, a lot of, you know, provisions for them, you know, like from television houses, giving them money to make films, you know, short movies or low budget movies, you know. So I see a lot of growth in Nollywood, but I believe that we are still growing. There is still a lot to be done, you know. I want to see collaborations, you understand, from um, what do you call them, Bollywood, Hollywood, you understand? Our people, our artists being recognized abroad, you know, internationally, not just in Nigeria. Like if you went to America and called a name, they will be recognized even on the streets. You understand? That is where our aim, that is where we are going. You know, collaborating with the Western world and coming up with very massive productions, you understand? That we go in cinema here and abroad, not just here. You know, so I see them growing. I see it's just broad now, you know. It's really massive now, and I believe there's a vision and they're going places.
Thank you. Now, you've been acting now for decades. What would you say has kept you going?
Oh God, I think it's the passion. You know, it's the passion that keeps you going. I remember when I got to England, when I moved, you know, and after a while, I thought I had a little boy then, and I thought I wouldn't have because England in UK is different. The lifestyle is different. It's DIY. You do it yourself. There is no help. There is no house help or anything. You do everything yourself. You take your child to school, you bring them back, so you walk around your child. You understand? So I remember I got a job in a telephone company. You know, my first job was in a telephone company where we sold phone, you know, and stuff like that. So I was working 9 to 3 because my son we close at 3 o'clock, and we live very close. His school was very close to the house, so I gave him a spare key. Go open the door, go into the house, you know, and I will be on my way back anyway, you know. So we meet there, and I remember doing so well in this job. You know, I even got promoted and everything. And one day I was sitting there, I said, what am I doing here? This is not me. What am I selling? You understand? I wasn't a salesperson. Inside, my passion was still my movies, my films. This is something I enjoy to do, and I do it with or without money. You get what I mean? When you have a passion for
Yeah.
something, you're out there, not just for the money, you want to do it because you love doing it. It's like you are being paid for doing what you want to do. It's like you are being paid for playing around. That's how you feel. When you get your dream job, you understand? You do it with that passion, and you don't even feel anything. You know, you feel like you're playing and you're being paid. So I sat down and I said, come, what am I doing? What am I doing here? This is not me. You can never be fulfilled doing what is not you, you know, doing something that you don't love, you understand? So that was how I quit, actually, after having my second child, my daughter. I just felt like, you know what, I can't just keep deceiving myself. This is just not me, you know. And I bowed out because what keeps you going in a job is the passion, I believe. Is the passion you have, is the devotion, you know, how committed you are to it. If you love something, you go out and you get it. So yeah, that's what kept me going.
Interesting. Now, I need to share with us your most memorable acting experience. Just one.
My what, sorry?
Most memorable acting experience.
Oh, okay. It will probably be Deadly Affair. That was a really deadly affair, yes. It probably would be Deadly Affair with Opa Williams, you know, and the late Chiko Ejiro. Yeah, it will probably that because in that where I acted Isabella, I believe I was coming from this very subtle, good housewife in Fortune, where I played Fadeke, you know, and I was every man's dream, you know, the dream housewife, the dream Nigerian, you know, housewife. And coming from that to a very, you know, a very mean part as Deadly Affair, you
A
know,
tigress.
and I had to, it was just a blow, you understand, to me, because I was, when I got the role, I was like, are you sure I can do this, you know, because I was so used to acting Fadeke in Fortune. I was so used to acting Fadeke in Fortune. I was just a quiet person, and Fadeke naturally is close to my real character. You understand? So I didn't find any effort. It wasn't an effort for me acting Fadeke. It was just like I was acting myself. Most of the time I come, I read this. That's okay. Probably that would be my reaction to that situation anyway, you know. So when I got Deadly Affair, I read it and read it. I said, oh my God, this woman is mean. How can, you know, this woman, you know, she was just a mean woman and she was ruthless. She was just out there to grab a go-getter, you know. And I put myself in the character, and it was challenging, but very interesting, you know. And the switch was kind of, you know, really. I think, yeah, that would be my memorable part if I was to think back, and yeah, that would be it
All right.
because it was really dramatic playing that role.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Now, lest I forget, what prompted your relocation to London? Why did you leave Nigeria for the United Kingdom?
Oh, well, I would say the main reason I left was because I got married and the husband was living in England. So from our tradition, you get married, you follow your husband. So I practically, you know, left because that is how I was brought up. That is what I was taught. So I thought, okay, good. So I'm married now. We are moving to England. I moved. I took my son and I left. Yeah, that was the reason I
All right.
left.
All right.
Married.
We'll still come back. Yeah, we'll still come back to that. Now, what makes a good actress?
I would say a good actress. What makes a good actress? Okay, being able to adapt, being able to switch roles. You understand? Give a good actress any role, and they will just take it on. A good actress is someone that can express themselves in whatever role they get. You know, be able to tell a story. You know, read a story, put yourself into it, and send the message out there, you know, for people to believe. Like, I know there are some people that I won't probably mention names, and they tell me, they say, oh, I think that woman is really wicked in real life. She must be very wicked. And in my mind, I'm thinking that means she's good. You understand? If she can convince you and you are strongly saying that she's wicked or she must be diabolical, she must be this, you know, people keep arguing with me. And I tell them, listen, I know this woman, she's not like that. She is only acting. Give her a break, you know. That, in fact, applaud her that she's a good actress. She's not what you're thinking, you know. So I think being able to, you know, send your message correctly, the way it's supposed to, get into a character, play it very well, and send the message, you know, that the script is telling. So that will make you a good actress.
All right. What is the commonest mistake that most actresses make?
I would say the most common mistake the most actresses make is using one style. You know, there are some actresses you see, no matter what character you give to them, they are dull. The acting is still dull. It's probably using yourself, acting yourself. You understand? Because if you get a script, you're supposed to read it properly, get into the character of that script. Who is this
Okay.
person? You know, it might be somebody that you don't know how to be. You need to probably watch films, get know somebody that is like that, because most of these characters, they are true life stories. I mean, they are inspired, you know, by things that we come across, most of these writings. So you could get somebody that you know that act like that, and like study them in your mind. How would they react to things like this? How would they do this? Or watch a film that has that kind of villain character, or, you know, depending on the character, and be able to put yourself properly into that character. I see some people, some actor might just, you know, be acting themselves and using their own self to portray or to speak the character. You understand? So I believe a good actress should be able to um, be whichever role, you know, play any role, switch any role that you are being given, and not be yourself. I think that is the
Okay.
most common mistakes. Yeah.
All right. Now, is theater training necessary for an actor to succeed? Must an actor,
Hmm.
undergo a form of training to be able to succeed, or is it something that comes naturally, to some people?
Yes, there are. I always say there are two types of actors. There are some that are born natural. You understand? There are some that are natural actors. You know, those are talents. It's just like comedian. You know, there are some comedian that even if you see them, there are some comedian that as soon as I see them, I start laughing. You understand? They are born comedians. So that is the way some actors are born. You know, but at the same time, the training is good for even for the born actor. It will make them better, you know. Then there are some that could not act at all, but they train. When they go to school, go to film school or drama school, theater arts, they learn, you understand, to act. So these are the two categories of actors that we have, you know. Some are born natural talents, they just come out there, whatever you give them, they are nailing it. But some need to settle into it and learn, you know, go to school, learn how to act, you know, really put themselves into it. Like when you study, you understand, you learn whatever course you are doing. So yeah, there are two types. So whichever one you find yourself, you improve it.
All right. Now, between stage and home video, which one do you prefer?
Honestly, I prefer home. I prefer, I'm not a stage actor. But I know that acting is very, very difficult. It is, that is what you learn when you go for to theater school. You know, of course, the stage that they teach you there. You know, and you learn a lot of stage movements, and it is a very difficult thing. Yeah, but it's is more expressive. And if you miss your line, that's it. That's it for you. You understand you. But when we are on home video, we get to cut and join. You know, I'm more comfortable. Me personally, more comfortable in home video. But I know that stage is more difficult and more expressive. You know, and yeah, stage is definitely more difficult to be on.
All right. Now, acting, has done a lot for you. What have you done for acting?
Oh God Almighty. What have I done for acting? That's, I didn't
Yeah.
want to answer that question.
Yes, I do.
Acting has, wow, acting has done a lot for me. What have I done for acting? I've been showing up when I can. That's what I've done for acting. I've been showing up when I can. Yeah. I don't know what I've done for acting for. That's the very I need to actually go and think about that question properly. What I've done
All
for
right.
acting.
Okay. All right. Now, what do you like most about being an actress?
Ooh, what I like most about being an actress. Well, to me, being an actress to me is all about the passion. I love acting. It's something that I love to do. I can wake up in the morning and you give me a script and say action, I will act. You understand? But I think the main thing about being an actress, apart from now that is that you make a good living from it, um, I would say, you get recognized and you get by with some things that some people would not get away with. And people want to know you. People are always out there to help you, or to just know you and be your friend. So you get all that, from being popular anyway, not just being an actress, from being
All
popular
right.
out there. Yeah.
All right. So, what don't you like about being an actress? You have told us what you like
The
about being
same
an
thing.
actress. What?
To be safe, it's the same thing. The idea of no privacy. You don't have. In
Okay.
fact, when I moved to England, I was a bit happier. Like, oh my God, yes, I'm away from this, because I started this at the age of 16. I didn't really have any. All my teenage years I was on television and acting and all that. So and at that time I became so popular that I couldn't walk the streets. I couldn't go shopping. If I went to Yaba Market, somebody would probably put me in their shop and go and do my shopping for me. You understand? So it wasn't. There's advantage and disadvantage in all this. You understand? And the press, as you know all those things now, the press will always tell stories about you. Most, most, most of which might not be true. You understand? So they could just see you with your younger brother, say he's your boyfriend, things like that. So there was absolutely no privacy. I remember during when I was very popular, I went to America and I was so happy. Nobody knew me. You understand? The joy of not being known. I sat on the floor. We were waiting for a cab. We called the cab, and me and my friend I sat on the floor. I was telling her, can you imagine me sitting on the floor? Can I do this in Nigeria? No, I can't do it in Nigeria. I remember me and what's her name again? Regina went somewhere to a shop in the Ikeja once. As soon as we entered the shop, by the time we wanted to come out, there was no road. The whole street had packed. That was when we were on Fortune. The whole streets had packed. All the doors were packed. We couldn't come out. The police had to come and make way for us to come out of that shop. So for me to go to America and sit on the floor and nobody knew me, it was a plus. I was just so happy. So there is advantage and disadvantage in everything. You enjoy it, but get ready. You lose your privacy. You lose your life. You can't do anything. You can't do anything freely. Every eye is watching you. So that is what I don't like. Every eye watching me. I want to be myself.
All right.
Sometimes,
All
yeah.
right. What is the worst thing you've read or heard about yourself?
Oh God. Well, one of them, I've read my younger brother one time drove me in his car. We went out together that day. I can't remember the scenario, but the next time I heard that I had a toy boy, I had a toy boy, that now drives me. That was one of it. And then the ridiculous one was I moved to England. as why are you laughing? I really the one that wrote it.
No, I
No,
was.
I know it's not
I,
you.
I
I
can't
know it
moved the
can't be you.
world.
You are my first. Yeah. Eh?
No, I
What did
couldn't.
you say?
I said
You could
I
know.
couldn't have
I
been.
trust you. No. So, you know, one other thing I remember was when I moved to England, I moved with my son. He was like 6 years then. Yeah, he was 6 years when we moved. And just 2 years after that, I read my sister, one of my cousin actually came, to London, and she brought dried fish and all those things. She said she read that I had a baby, girl in London. So she came and said, where is the baby? I said, what are you talking about? She said she read that I had a baby. That I had a baby. I said, no. She said that she was in the paper that I had a baby. I said, thank God I claim it. Because then I wanted the baby girl, So I said, that's good, I claim it. And behold, I will say 8 years later, I had a baby girl. So that was positive to me, but it was so funny because when they say there's some smoke, there's no smoke without fire. This one had no fire, no matches, nothing. Nothing. No,
All right,
nothing. Because
all right,
I said
all right.
I had a baby girl, It was so funny. Yeah.
All right.